Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Grosvenor Vale, where the Saints have tightened the positions at the top of the table with a 3-1 win over Wealdstone. It was billed as a tough game, Ian, having played them down the park, and they look very good. Today though, a 3-1 victory, and if anything, it flatters Wealdstone.
Yeah, I think it was a really thorough professional job today. It's probably, we go back to the Chelmsford game, but that was probably the best we've played all season for me. We gifted them a goal. We weathered their storm, which we thought we'd get. Got one up in front, and I just felt if we could have gone in at half time 1-0 up, then it would open up for us in the second half. Unfortunately, we gifted them a goal. Dean and the back two centre halves got in a bit of trouble, but we were lucky got a goal really early into the second half. Then I thought it really settled us down, and I think you see it yourself. It could have quite easily been 5 or 6 today.
Rhys Williamson, he's got some great goals this season. Everybody knows what he can do, but trying to stop him from doing it and drilling that ball in the back of the net is another thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a dozen goals he's got now, so as you say, most people know what he can do, but he can also go on the outside as well. So, you know, that's the one thing we've worked hard with him this year, is making sure that he goes on the outside, because it just puts a bit of doubt into the fullback's head in terms of, is he going to go inside, is he going to go outside, is he going to go inside, and in the end he's obviously come in on 2 occasions and scored, plus he's had probably 2 other shots as well where he could have got goals from that. So, but no, complete overall performance, and I felt we defended really well today.
Getting that relatively early goal from Rhys was what we deserved. But then, as you say, that goal we gave it to them, you'd have thought then Wealdstone really come at us, but it never really happened. They played a lot of long ball, and in the second half they virtually threw in the towel. Yeah,
I felt for 10 minutes after they scored the goal, they picked up a lot of second balls, and the way they play, they obviously get it forward quite quickly. And they get their midfield players onto it and pick up second balls, and then cause us some recycle it and cause us some problems from that side of it. But I didn't think, apart from 10 minutes after we gifted them the goal, they didn't really cause any problems. And in the second half I felt we were more comfortable in terms, we picked up more of the second balls, and then we started to pass it, and once we started to pass it, we started to play around them, and things started to open up. I mean, we've got the sub standing up in the far corner there, and they're saying Charlie's goal was never offside, and you know, we've had 2 or 3 really other good chances where I think it was Solomon went through and just got the keeper to chip, and he's picked out the wrong option. We've had 4 or 5 good chances in terms of shots in the second half, so, and really never let them have an opportunity apart from one where Dean's come again with a little bit of inconsistency and left himself a little bit exposed. So, but overall, you know, really satisfied with an outstanding performance today.
And Rhys is going to get the headlines, obviously, but another excellent goal for Zane Banton. Yeah,
I think, you know, between them now, that's over 20 goals they've got, which is great from the wide players. Unfortunately, you know, Sean hasn't played as much in the last few weeks because of his dead leg, but I think between the 3 of them they've got 25 goals between them, which is great from wide players, and it's all I can ask from at the end of the day. I asked them for 15 goals each. Obviously both of them are on the way there now. We've just got to get Sean back into the side playing regular and get the goals from him. But you know, wide men are so important to us in terms of the way we play, and it's massive that, you know, they've got that amount of goals already before the Christmas period.
We went from the end of August through to the start of December without an away win. Since then we had Truro, of course Whitehawk in the trophy last week, and now Wealdstone. That's a good way to end the year.
Yeah, it is, but I think if you go back to Chippenham, I felt, you know, we deserved to get something out of the game. Yeah, we got a draw, but, you know, scoring 3 goals like we did, everyone understands it. And I think, you know, you've watched most games, or every game, the same as what I have, and our defensive frailties at the time was massive. But you know, we had injuries to Tom Gardner, we had injuries to Harold Joseph, and you know, we were playing Tom Bender at centre half, and you know, it just really made us really a little bit uncertain in what we was doing, where we was going. We had no height in the team, and now we've managed to get Tom Bender back to left back. We've brought Tarek Moore in, we've got Kieran Monlouis, and let's remember, Kieran Monlouis has only lost 1 game all season, and that was at Braintree away. So every time Kieran's played, we've actually got a result. So I think at the start, I mean, everyone was questioning, you know, what was Kieran bringing to the table? What's Kieran bringing to the table? I'll tell you what he's bringing to the table. He's just got a tremendous work ethic. He breaks things up and he creates chances for us. And as I say, you know, for every game he's been involved in this year, we've had 1 defeat. So he's been a big part of what we're trying to do. And then we have to just then take it forward in terms of what we're trying to do. And, you know, chipping him away, we could have quite easily got a result. But now we've just got to take this forward in the rest of the Christmas period. We've got 2 tough games with Hemel, Chelmsford, and now Harrogate. So, you know, this doesn't stop for us in the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks.
We mentioned Hemel Hempstead there on Boxing Day. We're level on points with them at the top of the table. We're 8th. It's incredibly tight. 3 points separating those top 8 and 9 sides. It's going to be tough on Boxing Day against them.
Yeah, they're a good side, and you know, Dean's assembled a very good squad again this year. But whether it's a good squad, poor squad, or an indifferent squad, it's a local derby on Christmas Boxing Day, and then again on New Year's Day. So I think all form, everything's thrown out the window, and it's down to two teams wanting to try and get the pride of Hertfordshire at the end of the day, and that's all we can do. We've got a squad here that we've brought Darnell Winter in now, which gives us a little bit more strength. We've got Tom Gardner back in the squad, and it will be announced tomorrow. But Wealdstone have kindly let us have Shaquille Johnson Hippolyte for a month, which will strengthen us going into the Christmas period. So it's been great from that side of it, and I've got to thank Bobby from Wealdstone for allowing that to happen. I mean, obviously it's his players, but he's let us have him for a month after today, and thank Wealdstone for what they've done there. I do appreciate what he's done there, and hopefully that'll strengthen us going into the next 4 weeks, because we're going to need some strength from that side of it. But the squad will be up to 18 now, so that's probably the strongest and the most we've had in a squad all season. So with the period coming, Hemel twice, and as I say, the Harrogate game, Chelmsford, is going to be a tough period.
You gave a brief mention of the other new signing there, Darnell Winter. What do we know about him?
Well, he's pacey, he's quick, he can play either wing and play off the front man, so it's just again something that we want in terms of going forward. It's great that you've got, you can make 3 substitutions, and we could quite easily have took all 3 front men off and put 3 players on in Sean Lucian, in Darnell, and in Charlie Walker today. And when teams get a little bit tired and when defenders get a little bit tired, it's nice to just freshen it up with again, more pace, and it's very hard to play against pace, as you see at times today. With our pace going forward, we do cause teams problems, and when it opens up like it did in the last 20-25 minutes, I felt it was enough for us to really open it up, and we could have got a couple more goals, as we said, going into the last 20 minutes.
Well, that's the 2 new boys. One has left the club, Nathaniel Pinney. It didn't really work out for him with us, I felt, but he scored in the first few minutes for Whitehall today.
Yeah, it's a shame, because he was a smashing lad, and he was a pleasure to be around us, and it was a pleasure to have him around us, because he approached it correctly. He was never late. He always trained hard. And it's just a shame he wasn't getting the games that he was expecting to get. I think when he came in, he was a little bit frustrated when he left Eastbourne because he wasn't playing. And then I had a conversation with him early part of the week, and I just felt it was, if I'm going to go with Sam Merson and Charlie Walker, then Nathan's just going to sit on the bench for the rest of the season. I just wanted to go and play some football, and I spoke to Steve King. Steve wanted to take him, and obviously, hopefully, as I sent him a text before the game, wishing him all the best. I see he scored quite early, and hopefully it'll work out for the boy, and he'll score his goals, because, as I said there, he's a smashing kid. And all I want to see these boys is enjoy themselves and play their football.
Our injury list is looking pretty good these days, Ian, except for yourself. How are you getting on with your hernia?
It's getting there slowly. It's a little bit sore at the moment, but it's slowly getting there, but it's a little bit longer than I expected. And it's a shame, really, because it's a difficult period going into the Christmas period. But unfortunately, these things need to be done. So hopefully by the time we get out of the Christmas period into the new year, I should be back fully running, and hopefully back to full strength. But I'd say the boys have done great tonight. I just sat there, and it's quite nice just sitting there, not getting involved. It's a lot easier than jumping around on the sideline, so maybe I have to do that a bit more often.
Of course, what it meant was you couldn't go to Whitehall last week, and you missed out on your 100th game, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. I think Lee mentioned it last week. I don't really keep the stats, as you said earlier. It's one of them, but it's gone so quickly, David. That's the thing. I don't think anyone appreciates 100 games, how quickly that's gone. I know it's probably now into, we're 3 months, 4 months away from 2 years at the club, so I can't believe how quickly it's gone. But it's great when you get days like today. It's fantastic to be involved with a football club and be a manager of a football club, especially when they put on a performance like that today. You're proud of what these boys have done. As I've said all along, I have a lot of belief in these boys. I have a lot of belief in what they're trying to do and how they portray themselves in training, and how, when they're on their game in a match, how good they are, because there's some fantastic players out there. But we have to do it consistently, and that's the one thing that's let us down this season. We haven't been consistent in terms of our performances, but at the moment I think that's 6 games unbeaten. Now we've got to take that into the 2 Hemel games and make sure when we come out of that we still remain unbeaten. And
supporters are in good form today?
I thought the supporters were absolutely outstanding. We actually just made comment there how good the supporters was, and I understand their frustrations, but we need our supporters like that every single game, and we're not going to play well every game. We're not going to produce performances like that every game, but when we do have an indifferent game, we need them on our side, and we need them to get behind us, and that's all I say. Be consistent, stay behind us when we need you, even when it's good, bad, or whatever, and indifferent. But today they're absolutely outstanding.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Ian, and a very Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, David.
Right, just a reminder then, the Saints next in action on Boxing Day when Hemel Hempstead Town are visitors to Clarence Park, National League South, and the kick-off is at 1 p.m.